my god!
Boy, that escalated quickly.
I was really angry at GGG because they nerfed my league starting Flicker Monk. So instead I was forced to make insanely brutal spinner machine. It clears screens and melts bosses insanely fast, even if there's 5 bosses against us. Because before league even started I made showcase of every single glove and found most broken one. But subscribers still asking me to find most broken gems for Gemlink Legionnaire. I went through all of them one by one, and most broken one was at the bottom of PoE 2 DB. The rest is history.
And you have to do it.
As always, we're starting at the beach in Act 1, but this run started a little bit weird. I don't see my weapon. Well, I forgot to change my filter from monk, and we're going with a crossbow, finally. After leaving Clearfield, I realized I don't know anything about crossbows. Yeah, I could not even kill basic wolves with my support gems. And we need to do something, because after I fought Beera, I haven't even depleted her energy shield. There's definitely something wrong here.
So like that was an investigation. Your build is bad, your item's just bad.
And I decided to do what I know the best. Go and take my Killing Palm skill, and then defeat Bramblegast with Ice Shards, and then get cool quarter stuff from Renly. I remove this trash from my inventory, and then projectile damage. Yeah, because Falling Thunder is projectile skill, don't forget about it. I got bunch of power charges, and then boom! Goodbye, Beera. There's still little problem with Killing Palm in Act 1. You can't flicker right from the get-go as you could before with the right damage and correct setup. Still, it's really nice and good clear, but when you approach bosses, it's completely useless. However, you can use your quarterstaff strikes and bell to defeat them if you need. But of course I could not wait for flicker strike, so sometime I lower enemies and then use Killing Palm to flicker a little bit. And you know, I enjoyed every single second of this boss fight and all other boss fights. I decided to use kinda weaker weapons in Act 1, in Act 2 and 3, just to fight bosses a little bit more and learn mechanics. But in second act we got our hero Top Thunder, we got great quarterstaff from the start of this act, and it basically melts everything on the screen. Again, we're lowering enemies, we're generating power charges with Killing Palm, and then boom, Falling Thunder just destroys them. And bosses, well, when GGG added sprint, it became so easy to avoid the attacks, but I'm Spud. And I'm surviving by getting a lot of strength nodes and trying to play stat stacker at this point. After getting skill gems level 7, I got Storm Wave and Scything Strike. This skill combination gives me ability to attack from the range, then shock enemy and use Scything Strike to consume shock. It gives me power charges and then I can use Falling Thunder even versus bosses. Yeah, it's pretty nice, fun and dynamic way to play and I really enjoy it. But after removing this bro without consuming a single honor, I went and got my Ascendancy. That gives me slight quality of skills and passive buff that no one cares about. It's just pretty weird, I would say. Overall, living goes smooth and easy, but you probably already saw it if you're following my monk builds. And that's why I'm making stat stacker today. GGG showcased us that stat stacker should be possible, and I investigated this quarter stuff with new league mechanic, and it can be rune-forged for really nice damage boost. But I can test it only at level 38. Still, I got Astramentis right now, so I'm getting lots of stats and it should be good, right?
Wrong.
I don't know why, but even with super good uniques, it feels pretty weak. All other gear pieces was only for movement speed and yes. Pillars of the Caged God with Astramentis together does not provide good damage, or at least better damage than any normal quarterstaff at this point of the game, so we can kinda say that stat stacker feels like 50-50 right now. Maybe it will be better later. But because everything goes nice and smooth, I decided to kinda foreshadow and showcase you build I'm working on right now. That's the crazy minion Sosos. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It will deal loads of damage and it will be able even to screen clear off screen. Don't worry, damage is a lot crazy. But yeah, Jomedara was defeated and we are in Act 3. I finished server quest while starting at Grinding Gear Games and picked my stun threshold buff. Don't drink the water. Bought insanely cheap boots, Trample Toe. First of all, they give me nice armor, and armor is great in campaign, because monsters will do almost no damage. And also Trample Toe greatly combines with our Killing Palm, because it deals area of effect damage from our overkill damage, and I guess Killing Palm overkills a lot. However, it won't save me against this baby dragon, or whoever it is. So I decided to go back in town and slam few quarter stuffs. Got one really nice one and also changed my armor. But also I realized that there's secret upgrade of our cool unique quarter stuff and it will change damage to the cold damage. I don't know, should we make something with it? Let me know in the comments. And I will go and take my revenge at this baby dragon. Followed by some lucky roll, Emerald Ring. What is here? Oh, gain onslaught on kill. Now whenever I kill enemy, I am gaining buff and everything goes faster. I move faster, I do my attacks faster. That's kinda proves the point. If you can't beat the content, you either need to get good, learn how to avoid attacks and play better, or just upgrade your weapon. Yeah, it fixes everything. And just like that, we went to Act 4. Where everything goes smooth as always. But GGG added one secret reward. Everyone hated this great white one before because rewards was awful and this shark fin sits in your inventory forever. However, right now we can bring it as fast as possible to Ngakano, the isle of this people. Tribal people, and then we can bring it into Kamania and get this calm lessons for 30% increased armor evasion and energy shield. Also she sells nice rings and this gentleman on the left sells nice weapons. Not for us today, however. The biggest and most important breaking moment was when I got this maximum power charges. Now there's 5 power charges around me and there's a lot more projectiles. Honestly, it's super satisfying way to level your character, and even if it's slower than other leveling builds, I don't know, it's just so cool. And guys, we are in the end game. Yeah. We're going to the end game and trying to figure out what I want to do next. Of course, first thing is Mr. Hooded One. He got tired identifying all my items in campaign and told me to go to Doriani now. And there's loads of content in the end game, we can cover all of it, we can play a lot of stuff, but today we want to focus on Abyss, especially Well of Souls, but more on that later, because right now we can finally use Flicker Strike, yeah. And with quality we will get nice critical hit chance on it. I'm getting my power charges and I'm ready to unleash the Flicker Strike. Okay, it looks cool, it's fun, but there's a problem. Flicker Strike doing almost no damage. It's pretty powerful skill, but you need to scale damage a lot to deal at least a tiny fraction of damage that Falling Thunder can do already. But what if we can use it unlimitedly? Basically, just press the button and then fly through the map. That was the plan, to be able to do something like this. It looks insanely fun, crazy, and that's the build concept we're trying to achieve right now. Then we will scale our resistance, our survival and damage, but now we need to decide, should we play stat stacker or should we go for normal quarter stuff? That's basically what I did initially. I tested normal quarter stuff, I tested Pillars of the Cage God, and you know what? Normal quarter stuff always inflicts shock more often and always deals slightly more damage, at least to my eyes. Pillars of the Cage God can be funny because it scales some attack speed with your dexterity and it got some nice other angles that you can scale your build with. For example, you can get insane attack speed and you will Flicker Strike insanely fast. Yeah, so there's still possibilities. I still don't know what I will go for later, but now I decided to stick with standard quarter stuff for standard damage, because we need to farm somehow, and if I can't shock enemies, I won't be able to generate power charges. Why won't we play Monk, you can ask me? Well, Gemlink comes with this gem quality grants socket skills additional effect on his ascendancy passive tree. My initial prediction was GGG already know what's broken and what's not, and they never will give us unlimited power charges, but technically they gave, because Flicker Strike now comes with chance to not remove charges on use. And spoiler alert, Falling Thunder also. Falling Thunder is just more broken and more powerful skill in general in my opinion, but only in the beginning. Maybe later we will be able to make completely broken Flicker Strike. Right now it's fun, it's cool, it's playable, but Falling Thunder just melts everything on the screen, so you don't even need to press any other buttons. More on that later. Right now let's talk about how we can achieve this. And I guess it's pretty obvious. We need to get as much not consume power charges effects as possible, and it will be done. Easier said than done, as always. However, yeah, it's not that hard actually to get there, you will see. And it's definitely harder to defeat this Rogue Exile with low damage quota stuff right now. So boys, we needed a plan. And I decided I need to change my low-tier unique equipment. Initial plan was to utilize this pretty cheap unique with all heroes. They given to me completely for free and they will help clear a lot. And then we will deal with bosses somehow. After I bought this item, I saw an opening. This amulet looks pretty good. It gives me ability to gain one more charge when I get charge. And this person gives it for just 10 exiles?
Shut up and take my money!
After further investigation, I found that it can roll skills have chance to not consume charges. This sneaky upgrade is insane. Now probably we can hit almost unlimited charges.
Let's do this.
I went completely crazy and filled all my stash tab with these amulets. Then I just vaulted every single one of them, and of course none of them got this insane upgrade. That's because you can't use just normal Val orbs, but instead I need Val cultivation orb right now. It costs quite a bit because you can get it only in the temple of Adziri in the end game, and it was a time. Boom! Reduced charge duration. Nice. One more attempt. Let's do it. Oh!
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
14 is almost perfect roll. And it's definitely not cheap. Was a really lucky roll. Luckier than my standard mapping in this character. But anyway, with this amulet we can achieve something like this. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I decided I need to upgrade my armor faster and bought Walls Protector. It was a great deal. I don't know what helmet we will use later, but I decided to stick with this funny helmet right now. I got it from Ritual quest line. Then I added normal gloves and fixed my resistances with runes. Now one more really important piece. Perpetual Charges Support Gem. This one gives me 25% chance to not remove charges on hit. And guess what? We got 25% from Support Gem, we got 15%. Almost 15% from our amulet, so we are already at 30%. And if we are lucky, we can actually Flicker Strike like this, even right now, yes. So this build kinda possible on any ascendancy you like, but I want to push it to 100 or almost 100 on Gemlin. Now, why it works like this? It's nice to understand how Flicker Strike works, but first of all just enjoy this big, dark monster stomping on enemies. It looks cool and that's the funny helmet by the way, yeah, looks amazing. Anyway, how Flicker Strike works? It's super easy. Normally it would hit one enemy, but if you got one power charge, it will hit 2 enemies, if it's possible. If you got 5, it will hit 6 enemies, so basically 1 plus number of your power charges. Then, after finishing last attack, it will roll the dice, if you got this chance to not remove power charges. And if you rolled successfully, it will do this amount of attacks once again. So if you got 1 power charge, you roll every single attack. If you got 5, you roll every 5 attacks. In general, it's nice to have more power charges, that's why I have 5 right now, so I will do at least 5 attacks, but if I roll successful, then I will deal 10, or even more. So it's already pretty fun, but let's make it even funnier. That's why I told you we need to fight Abyss. Yeah, I went straight to Abyss and fight some Abyss guys and finished Abyss quest line, just to get this single item, Darkness Enthroned, Fine Belt. It can have many different forms, but we're looking for the one that will use his sockets as it is armor, as body armor. So what's the secret? Basically there is an idol, and this idol also will give us skills have chance to not remove charges when consuming them, and it's just 10%. Right now you are limited to only one idol. However, when you socket this into the belt and if it rolled something high like 100%, basically you're doubling this number and you're getting 20% from the idol. That's a really big deal, because considering we got 15% from talisman and 25 from support gem, we already at around 60% of chance to not consume charges. And as you can see, we are right now in Trials of Sekimas. That's also a big reason to be in here. First reason to smash this big rock, and after he is done, we go to the next room, where normally you should not have any power charges before the boss fight, but I got him, so that's how we're destroying these boys. Completely melting one and then another. Yeah, it's crazy, and I will tell you secret how to gain loads of power charges before the boss fight. But now the most important part, we need to get our ascendancy points. Yeah, finally we can get this extra quality for all the skills, as well as a little bit of quality to skills themselves. So what we got over here? Extra chance to not remove charges on use on Flicker Strike and Falling Thunder, and it scales with your quality. If you corrupt with +3 quality, you can have 29% chance to not remove charges on your skills. In combination with all our previous gear, it will be 90%. This means only 1 out of 10 attacks with Falling Thunder will actually stop you from using the next one, because you will never lose power charges from now on. As well with Flicker, when you press the Flicker, well, you will flicker forever. Or almost forever, but it's definitely fun. Not using POB or any other software, I'm making my builds in the game. So I remember there was a note that gave quality on passive skill tree, but I can't find it right now. Maybe it is hidden in like Kurgle modifiers with super support gems, and probably we can push it to 100%. But I couldn't find it right now. Still 90% is enough for me. And guys, it's really awesome. I don't know if you enjoy the build, make sure to drop a comment, but I want to teach you a secret special tactic how you can get a lot of power charges before entering the boss fight. And you know what? I hate when you do it with skeletons, with offhand weapons and other shenanigans. I don't want to break fantasy, I want to play monk or kinda guy with quarter staff who can have unlimited flickers and power charges. That's my fantasy. No stupid skeleton summons or any other shenanigans. So how do we get these power charges? Well, by getting note on passive tree near the mage starting pass, because I started as stat stacker, I easily got there. In perfect world, I would anoint it on my amulet, but not today. So infusion of power gives you ability to gain power charges when you consume an elemental infusion. Now all we need to do is to cast Orb of Storm and then Ember Fusillade. It will instantly melt Orb of Storm and consume these infusions, giving us power charges. So just like that we can generate bunch of power charges before the boss fight without switching from quarterstaff. And then when boss is ready to be attacked, well, we unleash with the Flicker. Oh my goodness, it looks hilarious, it looks amazing, it's funny, he's stunned, also we're building up some freeze, and I don't know, we just need to stop. Let's get some more power charges, I guess we're out of time, and then probably boom, 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 boom. Oh, I'm out of mana, okay, we can boom once again. I don't know, Kingdom, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let's get 1000 likes over here, and see you in the next one.